नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे।
नारायण 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 नारायण जय जय गोविंद 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 हरे।
नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल 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 हरे।
गोविंद हरे 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 जय जय गोपाल हरे।
गोपाल हरे जय जय गोविंद हरे।
गोपाल हरे जय जय गोविंद हरे।
गोविंद हरे जय जय गोपाल हरे।
गोविंद हरे जय जय गोपाल हरे।
कृष्ण जिनका नाम है वो
राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे हो राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल 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 राधे राधे
राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे हो राधे
राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल 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 राधे 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 गोविंद
राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद जय श्री राधे हो राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम गोविंद राधे जय श्री राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
हे गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
हे गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे राधे श्याम गोपाल राधे राधे
बोलो जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय
जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
हे जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोविंद हे जय जय Shri Govind Radhe, Jai Shri Govind Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Ho Radhe Govind Radhe, Radhe 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 Shyam Govind Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Love. The very word brings an inexplicable sense of peace and joy in our hearts. It is with love only that there is focus, single-pointedness, constant remembrance and meditation. Without love, there can be no single-pointed dedication. When there is love, there is dedication. Where there is love, there is that spirit to offer, spirit to do, spirit to work, spirit to serve. The inspiration is there, and we are ready to make any amount of sacrifice for the sake of love. Surrender is possible with love. Acceptance is possible with love. And therefore, where there is love, there is peace. And with love, whatever actions we do, there is something beautiful, magnificent in it. And with that love that is there for everyone, one can live a life of inspiration and a life of happiness. But how can that love be at all times for everyone? We think it is impossible because with our likes, our dislikes, our differences and distinctions that we see, then the selfishness that is there around us, in us, we wonder, how can anyone live in peace and happiness in this world? Is it possible to live in constant inspiration, constantly motivated? when our motivation is only for something finite, limited, temporary, then not only we get easily carried away with other wants, but that motivation itself is going to be limited. But that which is motivated by love is not limited by any gain, anything. And therefore, that motivation out of love, just as parents love for children, a person's love for the country, that motivation, that inspiration, that readiness to do our best and contribute our best continues all the time. To live moment to moment in that inspiration is possible when there is love. But can we love everyone? Can we love all times? It is possible when we love the one who loves all. When we love the one who is all. In the Bhagavad Geeta, Bhagwan Shri Krishna has pointed out to us that underlining truth that is present in each and every one as their essence, as their existence, as their self. When Bhagwan speaks about God, not some belief, but that very cause, that very essence from which everything has manifested. Just as from one mud comes all the mud pots, from one gold comes all the gold jewelry. And without gold, none of them can exist. Without mud, none of the pots can exist. It is the very essence, the very self. And that supreme self, from whom everything has manifested, if we have that knowledge that every name and form in this universe is the expression of that same one divine, infinite reality, truth, or Ishvara, the Lord. Not some being sitting up there, but that infinite consciousness from whom this entire universe has manifested, who's present, unseen, but holding the entire universe like a thread holds the pearls in a necklace. And that same essence, that same truth, is holding all my thoughts and experiences together. And the fact that there is that underlining, binding unity itself proves the existence of that thread which holds all the pearls together. This whole universe is functioning so harmoniously because there is an underlining unity that binds everything in the universe together. And that intelligence that governs the entire universe as Ishvara that Ishvara is visible for those who know in every form of the universe. And therefore, where is it that those who have got knowledge cannot see the expression of that one infinite in and through everything in the universe, and including one's own self? This knowledge that the self in me is the self in everyone, and one who sees this sameness with lack of the right vocabulary, one who sees all as one, sees the Supreme Lord dwelling in everything and everyone existing in that Supreme alone. When there is the recognition of oneness, love is oneness with the beloved. But till we realize this, what we can recognize that Supreme Lord, from whom everything in the universe has manifested, not only as a mother or father, as one's own self. In one word, if you can say what God is love. And in the 7th, in the 9th, in the 10th, 11th and 12th chapters of the Bhagavad Geeta, Bhagwan Shri Krishna has expressed the love of God, Ishvara, for all of us. When that Ishvara remains in this heart, in this mind and intellect, which is enveloped by ignorance, it is the individual jiva. And when that Ishvara comes with his full knowledge, manifests, is called as an avatar. And Bhagwan takes avatar for demonstrating, leading those who are good, those who live a life of dharma, those whose minds are purified, lead them, and those who are wicked, cruel, also push them, so that we come to recognize that oneness in which there is love. And therefore Bhagwan explains how from that one cause the entire universe has manifested, and how the love of Ishvara is that because of which everything that we need in our life is provided for us. And to recognize that is to know how much we are loved. And to love someone who loves us so much is not difficult. And even when we begin to love the Lord in a particular form, love has that magic to expand our hearts in such a way that there is constant remembrance of the beloved. And wherever we go, wherever or whatever we see, experience, we can only see that from the love of our hearts and see our beloved everywhere. And in fact, that is meditation. That wherever, whatever you see only that one beloved of yours. Constantly giving, constantly sharing, constantly blessing each one of us. And when we recognize with gratitude, we acknowledge the presence of that love in our life. That love is called as bhakti. And in that devotion, not only we begin to love everyone, but all the negativities, likes, dislikes, even in love, where we see ourselves in the beloved and the beloved in us, there is no selfishness, there is no desire. And when there is love, every action is done as a dedication to the beloved, and every action then becomes divine. There is joy in the action itself, and at the same time, the result of such action is happiness only. Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi, brahmagno brahmanahutam, brahmaiva tena gantavyam, brahma karma samadhina. That when we see that one infinite reality everywhere, everything that is done, everything that we experience is that infinite Brahman, happiness alone. To get something finite, how much we have to struggle. To get even a long-term life of pleasure and happiness, or even heaven, how much we have to struggle. But to acknowledge, recognize the presence of all loving, supreme Ishvara, all we have to do is feel. And then that love that comes with reverence is called as devotion. To get any finite, limited thing, how much we struggle. But love requires nothing much. Bhagavan says that to develop this devotion, all you have to do is offer, but offer with love. And even if it is just patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, it is just a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water. But yome bhaktya prayachati, whosoever it may be, any being whatsoever, even any creature whatsoever, one who with bhakti bhakti, with devotion, offers me, tadaham bhaktyuparitam ashnami prayatatmanaha. For the one who has offered with love, Bhagwan says, I just swallow it, I just take it. And that Lord of the universe, who's ready to forgive all our crimes, Bhagwan says that whatever we do, that Lord is pleased even with such a small offering. Because in love, even the smallest offering is valued. It reminds me of one beautiful story that Gurudev had told us. This young man, just after his marriage, had to leave for a business trip. He still does not have much income. But when he returns back from his hectic trip in the transit lounge and runs to get a gift for his wife for their first month anniversary. But those days could not carry much money with them. Goes to this shop where there is an elderly woman there and asks for some beautiful things lying there, and the woman understands that he does not have enough money. She says, how much money? He says, I have only $2. She says, I can only give you this hairpin with this paper flower. Who is it for? He said, for my newlywed wife. Will she like it? She smiled. She certainly will. And I'll pack it for you in a gift box without extra charge. And she gave him that box. After clearing the customs when he came, immigration and customs, when he came out, and she was waiting for him, and he came outside and gave her a hug and gave her that paper flower pin for her hair for her first month wedding anniversary. She didn't look at it, said, this cheap thing, and throws it away. It is that thought that he thought of her in midst of all the important things and the hectic travel and missing the flight, that he remembered. The essence of love is in remembrance. It is not that we should offer the Lord only some leaf, but yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yat juhosi dadasiyat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. That whatever you do, your mundane duties, whatever you experience and you eat, or you experience, whatever you do as offering for a higher goal or as worship, whatever you give in charity and contribute, whatever austerities you do, or whatever action you do it for my sake. And you shall be freed from all results of conducive and unconducive. And Bhagwan says that yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya mat paraha ananye naiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. That one who does every action of his dedicating to me for my sake out of love, and therefore has that single pointedness, considering me alone as the supreme most. Then Bhagavan says, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Such a devotee. Not only Bhagavan has said before that yoga kshemam vahamyaham, I shall preserve what needs to be preserved for that devotee. I shall get what is needed for that devotee. But what Bhagavan says is, I shall lift up that person from this ever-changing world of uncertainty. And when we are lifted in that state, which is beyond all this change, uncertainty, beyond all these pairs of opposites, we attain that state of supreme bliss, permanent bliss, which exceeds any form of joy, peace that we can temporarily get in this world. And such a person, when acts in the world as an expression of love, whatever such a person does exceeds all excellence. Such is the living divine master in this world. If you think about it, that the knowledge of the highest which was given in the Upanishads by the rishis, could anybody improve upon it? It cannot be. Yet, Ved Vyasa, out of his love and compassion for the mankind, and seeing that the next generation of people will neither have the memory power nor the subtlety of the intellect, when he, to point out clearly what the Upanishads have said, composed the Brahma Sutras, compiled the Vedas, composed the Brahma Sutras, wrote the Puranas to elaborate upon it, and gave us the Mahabharata, and in that this gem of the Bhagavad Geeta. Who could exceed the excellence of the rishis in comparison? But no, Ved Vyasa, out of his love, according to the need of that time, gave us this beautiful gem of the Bhagavad Geeta. Can that knowledge be exceeded? But yes. How in the middle of the battlefield, when that gem gets fixed in the intrinsic design of the crown, it becomes the crest jewel that shines forth. What Ved Vyasa did, Bhagwan Shankaracharya commented upon it so that all confusions that have taken place would come to an end and travel length and breadth of the country, in some ways creating an institution which will continue the flow of knowledge. And that's how great masters, out of their love over a period of time, have brought that magnificence to that very same knowledge. And in our present times, we see our Pujya Gurudev who did the same. By bringing it to that mindset of the people, this knowledge, and brought again a revival of this knowledge. Could anyone compare the excellence of Ramchandraji? Yet, Hanuman did not compete with that. Hanuman, in his devotion and service, made a unique niche for himself as a devotee and exceeded excellence. Therefore, Bhagavan says in the final statement of teaching, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Having abandoned every other preoccupation of yours, identification with certain roles and certain identities, just surrender to me, and I shall free you from all limitations. Grieve not. Don't you ever grieve. For yoga, unity with the infinite, is freedom from all limitations and sorrow. In these few sessions, we have tried to communicate the gist of the knowledge of the Bhagavad Geeta. Each year we have been doing chapter by chapter, chapter by chapter. But when we recognize the total picture and whatever instructions Shri Krishna has given, simple, whatever you do, do it as a love offering to the Lord of love. Remaining, everything will happen. My gratitude to all those who have made this program possible, and for me, sitting so far away, to reach all of you. For nothing is so beautiful than sharing our joy, our love, our knowledge with everyone. That is happiness. May the blessings of the Lord and Gurudev be on all of you and continue this joyful journey to exceed excellence. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
If you can function together in any community at any period of history, in the spirit of cooperative, coordinated activity, there is nothing that man cannot reach. Nothing is impossible for man if he is inspired by an ideal, sing the differences and come together. Our capacity to coordinate and cooperate and live together. This power, I am giving it to you, Sunny. It is not given to one individual, please. Because one individual, however great he may be, he can do nothing in the world. It is given to the community, the entire mankind that was built at that time, the team of people that have been first sent out down. Meaning, the Creator has removed His garment and thrown it to them, saying that hereafterwards you need not come to me to change the world for your comfort. The entire responsibility is in you. All of you put together can make heaven upon earth or make a hell of heaven. You are capable. I renounce. The Creator really resigned from His throne and gave that throne of creativeness to the entire humanity. But do you know that even though you may cooperatively function, there are 1,000 mighty phenomenal forces over which man has no defense, isn't it? If a bearer in a restaurant brings you the tea as you have ordered and puts it on the table, 2 inches from the table, bang on the table, will you not get up and take the chair in your hand and try to break his head? Why? It's an insult. I'm not a beggar for you to throw. You must bring it and carefully offer it with respect and reverence. Isn't it? Here the teacher says, when you have thus cherished nature by the beauty of your action, the mighty phenomenal forces over whom you have no defense at all, they shall bring to you what you desire, whatever profit that you demanded from the world outside, and put forth effort in a spirit of cooperated, coordinated activity. These mighty devatas, mighty phenomenal forces over whom we have no control at all. Dasyande, they shall bring as slaves. Thus, these devas who are so mighty and powerful shall bring to you whatever that you are wish and strive for, the result of your action, with a great respect, reverence, and total dedication and surrender. All these picture comes by that one word, dasyande yajna bhavita, when you cherish them with the yajna spirit. It need not be the whole mankind. 10 people together. If there is that coordinated spirit in which you are working, they build up the entire institute. Help comes from all sides. You are surprised. How does it come? Because you are cherishing nature by your beauty of action.
Bhagavad Gita is said to be the milk that comes from the cows of the Upanishads. It is presented to us by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the cowherd. Over the past 5 days, Pujya Swamiji has taken that milk, churned it, and presented us with the essence, with that rich butter that we have been able to enjoy in these talks on the Bhagavad Gita. We are extremely grateful to Swamiji for presenting us with these teachings, which when we absorb, when we dwell on, when we make a part of our lives, we are able to transform, to not only achieve excellence, but to go beyond it also. Our deep gratitude to Swamiji for giving us this teaching, to all our yajamans who have supported this series of talks, and to all of the sevaks who have been working behind the scenes to make sure that each evening this talk is available for you without any technical glitches. Of course, to all of you who are watching, our thanks for joining us for these talks. When a seeker has the desire for self-knowledge, and when that desire intensifies and becomes strong, one of the first instructions that is given is to leave home immediately. The question then is, when one leaves home, where should one go? And the answer is, one is to find a guru, a teacher from whom they can gain knowledge. So the student goes to the guru to stay in an ashram. Thanks to our Pujya Gurudev, we have not just one, but many such ashrams all around the world. Places where we are able to serve, to purify our minds. We are able to gain this highest knowledge, which enables us to attain the ultimate goal of life. One such ashram, which is very dear to us here in the UK, is our Chinmaya Kirti, our centre in London. Chinmaya Kirti has been with us for many years, and although in the past few months we have not been able to gather there, it remains our spiritual home, a place where we too can offer seva, we can grow, we can learn, and we can purify our minds and gain that highest knowledge. It is now time for Chinmaya Kirti to be renovated, to be redeveloped, so that it continues to be a hub for the community here, but it can also be a place where future generations can offer their seva in the same way and gain this knowledge of Vedanta. I invite all of you, the Chinmaya Mission community, to come together and be part of this project. It is our privilege to serve Pujya Gurudev in this lifetime. Let us step forward to work together and better ourselves by serving in whatever way that we can. If you would like to be a part of this project, if you would like to contribute to the redevelopment of Chinmaya Kirti, of our spiritual home, then please do visit our website for further details. Get in touch with us if you would like to learn more about how this project will proceed. And whatever way that you feel comfortable supporting, I invite you to come forward and be part of this wonderful initiative. With pranams to one and all, Hari Om.
Hari Om. On behalf of Chinmaya Mission UK, pranams to Pujya Swamiji and Brahmacharini Shripriyaji. It has been truly special, unique and wonderful 5 days for all of us. Each year, we have been blessed and delighted to welcome Swamiji to London. This year, despite the unprecedented times we all find ourselves in, it is only through immense blessings, the Lord's grace and Swamiji's love that we have been most fortunate to still have Swamiji with us in London and in our homes virtually. We are so blessed and deeply grateful to Swamiji for this virtual visit and to be lovingly guided by Swamiji to unlock and immerse ourselves in the wisdom of the Bhagavad Geeta. On behalf of all of us, we thank you, Swamiji. Our thanks also go to the dedicated team of Sevaks, both in the UK and at CCMT, who have made this program possible and put it together so beautifully. We would also like to take this opportunity to thank our Yajmans and sponsors who have given so generously, as well as all of you who have participated in this great yajna. We are grateful for your online presence. As Swamiji unfolded this topic of exceeding excellence these past few days, it has become clearer than ever before that life will continue to bring its variety of situations, changes, unprecedented circumstances. But even in that, it is not only possible, but actually fully in our grasp to rise above it all if we are firm and steady in our vision of life. It is thus with deep gratitude that we thank you, Swamiji, for giving us this greatest knowledge when we need it the most, for elevating us to the highest altitude so that even the mightiest of obstacles can become insignificant, and for bringing forth the attitude in us not only to express our excellence, but to ultimately exceed that excellence. It is now up to us to live this. We pray that both Pujya Swamiji's and Pujya Gurudev's blessings remain ever with us. Thank you and Hari Om.
जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते
हरिया
कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपुनीते मैया जय भगवत गीते कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशिनी कामासक्ति हरा तत्व ज्ञान विकासी विद्या ब्रह्म परा मैया जय भगवत गीते निश्चल भक्ति विदाई निर्मल मलहारी शरण रहस्य प्रदायी सब विधि सुखकारी मैया जय भगवत गीते राग द्वेष विदारिणी कारिणि मोद सदा भव भयहारिणि तारिणि परमानंद प्रदा मैया जय भगवत गीते आसुर भाव विनाशिनी नाशिनी अमरजनी दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी हरि रसिका सजनी मैया जय भगवत गीते समता त्याग सिखावे हरि मुख की वाणी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी श्रुतियों की रानी मैया जय भगवत गीते दया सुधा माँ